Good morning, everybody. Happy Friday. Happy Friday. Daniel Allison, the average dude. So glad to be here with my friend Freddie at Bobcat. Good morning, Fred.
Good morning, Danny. The black tie wearing, shiny shoe wearing, Rolex watch wearing, average dude, Lasso.
Okay, that concludes the show. That concludes the program for today. I'm ready to have a great day now. Hey, how was your anniversary yesterday, Freddie Blanton?
It was unbelievable.
Everything you dreamed of?
It was everything I dreamed of, and then some blueberry pancakes.
Nice. Yeah, finish it off with some blueberry pancakes. Well, hey, you did say you got up and went to a little D1 on this Friday, wet Friday morning. Were you not tired after my workout yesterday?
You know what? Your workout was unbelievable. It was a great warm up to the workout that I went to this morning.
Oh, wow. Wow. Hey, I did get up. I went for a little run myself out here in the rain down here to Fifth Third Park.
Oh, in the
Did
rain?
Yeah, yeah. Some of us don't want to go into like D1. It's nice. Is it air conditioned and the humidity control and all that? Really nice conditions in D1, right?
Mama!
Oh boy, it's gonna get back. We've got another salesman on the program. This guy is the real deal, and I can't wait to introduce everybody to Mr. Joe Fontana. Do you think we're gonna have a hard time getting Joe to open up and talk to us this morning?
The answer is 100%, like the red 100% emoji. No.
No problem at all, like finding the right words to say to get him to tell us things and say things.
No, I think it's going to be unbelievable.
Hey, well, I will say we are live right now, but I don't see any comments from the LinkedIn. Do you?
Oh, you know what? Experiencing issues with live streaming post. That's just X, though.
Oh, yeah. So I think we're live on LinkedIn. If you're out there and you can hear us, we generally we have all those folks in the comments, and it's fantastic. Our bus riders. If you haven't been here, we've done it for what, 408 days in a row, Freddie?
Thereabout.
And we've got about what, 10 to 12 folks that are on that bus, regular, clapping, yelling,
Yeah,
and
we can
getting
go from
ready for
5
the
to
day.
20 pretty quick.
Absolutely. You can go to 5 to 20 pretty quick on LinkedIn alone. And we've got 3 other sources here. Well, hey, I'm excited. Do you like dad jokes?
I love dad jokes, and it could be because I'm a dad and I'm kind of corny.
Yeah. Well, how about this one? I've got one. How does Moses make his coffee?
Oh boy.
Brews it.
Oh boy.
You like that?
Ay, ay, ay.
Is it bad?
Yeah.
How about this? I'm reading a book on anti-gravity. It's impossible to put down.
Didn't you say we had a guest?
You know what? We do. And we're going to introduce him, the joke telling man himself, Joe Fontana, joining us live at 7:55. It's the Ted Lasso of sales himself, Joe Fontana, with over 20 years of experience and $1 billion in revenue under his belt. Joe has mastered the art of turning raw potential into high performing powerhouses. He's a NYC, New York City veteran who brings a unique blend of military grade discipline and a legendary stash of dad jokes to the table. Get your coffee ready. We're diving in how to sell with heart, structure, and zero fear. Joe Fontana. Let's go, Joe.
What's going on, everybody? Let's start off with a dad joke. You ready?
Let's do it.
I'm ready.
Give it to me, she pleaded. I'm so wet, give it to me now. She could scream all she wanted, but I was keeping that umbrella.
Wow. Now, I see a lot of dads do not tell that joke particularly, but
they don't have the comedic genius that is my 16-year-old, so I got to come correct every day.
Oh, wow.
That's right. You got some serious swagger.
It's there's three things I love. Eating out my friends and not using commas.
Not using commas. Machine gun fire.
Freddie gets it. Freddie gets it.
The average dude's still searching.
My mind was everywhere. You know what? I'm looking up here, the LinkedIn, it's giving me a red exclamation mark. And I've got all these great questions, all these things that I want to ask Joe. And, but yeah, so I missed it. You know what, guys? I missed the joke that Joe just told. There I said it.
I said, there's three things I love. Eating out my friends and not using commas.
Eating out with my friends and not using commas.
You got to see it to do it. I'll post it later.
Yeah.
Joe, I'm sorry.
Hey, dude, he's average. What do you expect? He doesn't have that above average intellect that you do, Freddie.
Every day with this guy.
I mean, it went completely over my head. And I'm going to look at it later.
That's what she said.
I'm going to go, wow, that's amazing. How did I miss that? Well, hey, welcome to the program, Joe.
Joe, what makes you call yourself the Ted Lasso of sales?
I don't call myself that. I'm a Brooklyn boy, so you are not allowed to give yourself your own nickname. Anybody who knows Brooklyn knows it's given to you. Ted Lasso of Sales was a nickname I earned when I was running a team of SDRs for a demand gen agency. So when I bring in young sellers for the first time, I tell them you have to earn your name like a draftee for the Cowboy earns his star. The way you earn being called by your name is the effort, the energy, the time, the dedication, the investment you're making in your career. Because you show up on my radar, the more you show up on my radar, the more I'm going to see it, respect it. Till then, you're going to do something stupid, and that's going to be your name. In this case, one of the kids came to me and they're like, "What's your nickname?" I was like, I don't have one." They're like, "Well, we've been calling you Ted Lasso." Oh, okay, thank you. I never saw the show, no reference behind it. Next day, I come in like a dingbat with a lasso on my hip, and they're like, "You need to watch the show." And as I watched it, I was like, I got it. So because I coach for belief, I feel like once a seller has that sense of self-awareness and belief as a seller, they're deadly. And your work is 90% done because they're going to make that investment in themselves once they believe in furthering their career and learning the skills and doing the things that separate the pros from the pretenders. Another reason I've earned that nickname is as I walked into that organization, I'd never worked in a demand gen facing organization before. And told those kids, you're going to teach me demand gen. I'm going to teach you how to monetize that and capitalize on all this knowledge that you have. I do not need to know your product in order to help your team close deals. And those are facts.
You don't need to know the product to help them close deals?
No, but here's why. They know the features and the benefits. My job is to help them apply it strategically and tactically. When do you bring it up? How do you bring it up? You don't, a lot of sellers today, you don't need to be the end all be all. I don't want my sellers being specialists because they end up getting pigeonholed. I'd rather that they're generalists. So that when, especially with complex deals, there will come a point that you need to bring others from your organization in. And I'd rather have them in there early and often for the provenance that it helps, that sense of assurance that it brings, rather than have Joe, the seller, answer your technical, complicated question. Let's bring in a system engineer. Let's bring in a product specialist. Let's bring in a subject matter expert or a thought leader that can speak to it and speak to it at length. Speak to it from the perspective of being in the trenches.
And Danny, you should know this.
He's too busy with his Rolexes.
When he was selling AC units, he was just out there whining and dining. And then when it got time for the technical part, he brought in the technician, which, boom, secondhand contact, close the deal.
And I'm sure there's a lot of things that you could speak to on a high level that technician would talk about. But there is the respect that came from having that technician there. So I tell sellers, I don't want you to know everything about every nook and cranny. There are people here that will do that. And their very presence will help close deals for you. Because that system engineer, that technician's not asking for the order. They're not sliding a contract across the table with a shiny new pen. But that interaction gets you that much closer to your yes. And then when you sign them and the proverbial, he told me I can't curse, the poop hits the fan, you can rely on those individuals and bring them in to bring the assurance or solve the problem as they arise.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Common sense selling.
Yeah, listen, I might be dumb, but I'm not stupid.
Yeah.
No matter
Common
what,
sense.
no matter what
sounds
best
like
testings
hu-
indicate.
It sounds like human beings being human beings. What does it mean when I've got a finish the blank here for you? You ready for this?
Let's go.
Let's see. It is right there. Trust is built by
Clarity and credibility.
clarity and credibility.
So in today's world, so when I started out in sales in the 90s, the seller owned all of the information, all of the data. So you had to go to that seller. You had to develop a relationship with him. Nowadays, no buyer is looking for a seller to be his friend. They are looking for a seller that is going to assure through their service that they're not going to get fired. So when that buyer comes to the seller in this world, that buyer has done 80% of the research. 90% of the work has already been done. They know you. They've compared you to competitors. They've sat in communities where they can hear people rip you a new one or sing your praises. They go on your website. They do the search on their logos. They go to LinkedIn Navigator. They find out everybody you've worked with over the last 10 years. They have a team that does their research, and then they call you. So what they're looking is for that clarity. Why you? Tell me about this. I saw this article. I read this. Why you? Smart sellers are answering those questions in an honest and forthright way, knowing that this might not be the best fit for me. That's what the top sellers are doing today. Top seller is saying, I'd love to do business with you, but I can't do business with you because this is not a fit. People want to develop that trust. They need that trust. I mean, it's such a fickle market. People are getting fired for the silliest, stupidest things. Least of which is, I just had my company invest 6 figures in a product that is a flop.
I love all of that.
Me too. That's why I said it.
Clarity is a big clarity is a big deal. Being able to tell the truth, like you said, information is everywhere. We can Google and we can learn everything we need to know about, as Ted or as Joe said. I keep wanting to say Ted. Boy,
Ted, I've been called.
a rough morning. It's been a rough morning. I'm getting a lot of distractions.
Yeah, rough morning, a drink of coffee and tie and ties. Oh, cry me a river.
Oh man, I love it, Joe and Fred.
Go out and sell bobcats like our boy Freddie over here.
I will say Daniel spent more time fixing his hair this morning than he usually does. So
I'm having a horrible hair day, by the way. Horrible hair day.
Oh my gosh, this is going to be a fun one. I want to do this right here. I want to say this. The biggest mistake in modern sales is
Relying on your technology or assuming your tech stack is the end all be all. So I see it quite often. And people think I'm anti-tech because I say this. I am not anti-tech. I am anti-idiot. I come from a generation that didn't have these tools. I lived in a world, that first generation of spreadsheets. I remember how life-changing having a spreadsheet was. Okay, I don't need 4 portfolios of pages. I don't need index cards. I don't need filing cabinets. I can have it right here. And then CRMs, and then outreach tools, and all these things that allowed you to be diabolical at scale. I love technology. What I don't love is the current generation of seller who doesn't have the knowledge of the analog skill sets that the tech is there to enhance. So they assume that the tech is a replacement. Oh, here's a tool that can find my prospects. How do I know that this tool is giving me accurate information? I don't, because I don't know what a viable prospect looks like. I don't know my ICP. Oh, look at all these tools that can automate my messaging and can personalize and can use AI to really dig down to the need of my prospect. The prospect, mind you, that is already wrong. So now I've got the wrong prospect sending the wrong message. And now I'm going to call up and look like a dingbat. Or wonder why my 50-paragraph email isn't resonating. I mean, you guys see it. Hey,
Yeah.
Daniel, it's me, Joe. You have a tie. I have a tie. Let's be friends.
Well, you mentioned it earlier in the show, energy and effort. Even with all the technology, it still requires energy to communicate and the effort to put in the work. When you're in front of the customer, you understand what they need and you give it your best shot. You speak to them like you understand their needs.
You speak to them because you understand their needs.
Yeah.
But common sellers today rely on the technology instead of the analog skill set. So I do take a blast from the past approach when I work with my sales teams. Do the manual physical research. Show me that you know who your prospect is. Why them? Why now? Why us? Show me that you can get into their shoes in such a way that you can craft a message that would resonate with them. That's short, succinct, but painful. Show me you know how to interact with them on a human level when they're posting on LinkedIn like I do, the latest fart joke. You could show me you could do all of that. Then when you have that technology at your disposal, you know when you are given false information. Hey, Joe, this is telling me I should reach out to these guys, but I know I shouldn't be. Instead of just point, click, send, enter, click, point, use my mouse, boom, everything's done. I'm going to send out 10,000 messages. 3 people are going to say yes. Look at me. I'm the modern seller.
Why am I not getting any deals?
Why can't I get a deal? Where is everybody? I don't understand.
You're talking like the average
I'm
dude.
talking like that with y'all for
It's
the rest
Monday
of
and
the show.
ain't nobody called me back, Fred.
Man, what
It's
is
the
this?
first day of the month and I ain't got no money.
You guys are beating up on the average dude this morning, and I'm really offended by it.
It's all
It's
your
really-
fault. It's your fault. Your fault.
Hey, I've got this question for you. I am very confused right now. Is ego the enemy?
Yes. Sellers need
is?
to be sellers need to be humble. You need to be humble. Sorry for all the snot wiping. My wife was in the city all week, and I think she brought the plague home with her.
Ah,
But
Subway?
ego is the destroyer of pipelines. Ego is the destroyer of deals. Look at the ego in the example I just gave. Young kid, my tools are right. My tools would never steer me wrong. I don't need to look at this.
it's
I
technology.
don't need to do that. I don't need to take this step. I've got this and I've got that and this person and that person's. Not my fault. I did what you guys told me to do. I used the tools you told me to do. Instead of taking the time to be humble, to just check your work. Just check your work is all I tell my team. Check your work. Before you click send, make sure that message is not going to not only embarrass yourself, but embarrass this organization, which in turn embarrasses me. And I don't need any help making an embarrassment of myself, as can be evidenced by this podcast.
I like to call it, you may have to get out of your box a little bit to make sure everything's right. You may have to put your toe outside of your box, put on a different thinking cap. To make
Listen,
sure
it's what
you're doing
separates pros from pretenders. I use that cliche all the time, but I use it because it's right. That's what separates a pro from a pretender. Go on LinkedIn. This isn't working. I'm using that tool, this tool, that tool. Everybody's talking about all of these great tools. And then you got those silent but deadly killers that aren't on LinkedIn and aren't caring. Or if they're on LinkedIn, they're there to do business. They're not posting. They're not being silly. But they know the manual research, so that when they are going through a new sequence and they are engaging with a new pool of prospects, they don't want to look stupid.
But everybody loves a good fart joke. Let me just
Oh, listen, yeah, that's why I tell them. That's why I tell them.
They work.
Yeah.
What about this?
Listen, I tell a lot of jokes because with sales teams, I find that humor is a great way to break through how uncomfortable it is the first 90 to 120 days as a seller. First of all, you got me on you like white on rice. So there's that intimidation factor. There is the learning a new thing, learning a new skill set, overcoming a tremendous amount of fear and uncertainty and rejection. And I've always found that a little bit of humor used properly helps diffuse that, helps diffuse an uncomfortable conversation where you got to tell a kid that he's an idiot.
Where most of the people you work with, where are they coming from? Straight out of college?
Some out of college. So when I look at a seller, I don't care what your education is. More often than not, it is the kid who knows how to pull up his bootstraps, who's been through trials and tribulations, that's going to be a better performer than Billy with his 2 MBAs.
Yeah.
Oh, I don't do that. No. In school, my professor, who's never sold, told me you should do it all this. Pardon me. I know you said to watch my mouth.
I wear a tie every day.
I wear a tie every day. I'm the average dude. No, you're a schmuck. That's what you are. You're a schmuck. And this happened once, had a team of complex sales cycle, 18 months to close a deal, super technical. I had all my MBAs and my engineers. I was like, guys, we need to do the following. I don't do that. My professor said this. My TA said that. I was like, okay, you don't have to do it. Went downstairs, and outside, there was a group of kids that were working on something on the street. But it was a kid every day. I used to smoke at the time. I'd grab a cancer stick from him and got to know him and got to see the energy and this passion this kid had. So I grabbed him. I was like, listen, you could do this or you could quit now. I'll give you $85,000 a year and buy 2 suits, 2 shirts, and 4 ties. I need you to read out of this book exactly what I tell you to read. And when they give you an objection, here's another book with the things to say. Want to work for me? Let's go. That kid's a CRO today.
Now,
Two of those MBAs are some of the most impressive mixologists in Manhattan. True story.
Now, one of my first real full-time jobs was at a place called Ferguson Enterprise. And they would get graduates, young people, put them to work 50 hours a week. It's actually 55 hours a week. And we sold plumbing supplies, industrial supplies, and all the inside salespeople had to wear a white shirt and a tie. Well, throughout the day, the counter would get real busy. So you'd have to get up, go out there and help people on the counter. Well, guess what you go in the back and do? You pull your own order. You'd have to take that tie, tuck it in your shirt, roll your sleeves up, and go pull industrial fittings, which are nasty. Box it up, carry pipe, those guys learned real quick. There's two sides of the business. And even though you're in here as an inside salesperson, don't forget what they're doing for you at the counter or in the back. And I thought it was a fantastic lesson. Ego.
Yeah, I mean, sales is all about taking that ego and putting it in your pocket.
Ego is the enemy if you want to close deals. But what about this right here? Talk to me like I'm 5. Shouldn't you try to be impressive when you talk to people?
No. Like when I come into sales organizations, I want to be spoken to like a child. How am I going to understand the pain, the feature, what needs to get done? I got a lot of people pinging me. They can't see us on LinkedIn right now.
I know. I see. That's what I was getting, and that's why I was distracted, and that's why I missed the joke too earlier.
I got a few of them.
You would have missed it anyway, Danny.
Wow. Here's another one. So far, Russia has been cut off from CNN, YouPorn, and Facebook. They're also working on depriving the Russians of Coca-Cola. If they keep these sanctions up at the current rate, Russia will be the healthiest and most well-adjusted country on the planet in a few months.
Starting to sound pretty good.
But yeah, when I come into organizations, I prefer, especially if you're new, that you be spoken to in the simplest, easiest ways possible, so that there aren't any misinterpretations, misunderstandings, false expectations. So I don't candy coat it with sales teams. It's in your face. You know where I'm coming from. You know what I expect of you. You know what to expect of me. And there is no gray area.
And I think it goes back to what you were saying earlier. There's so much information out there. We have to be able to establish trust by telling them things that they're going to find anyway. And so if we can communicate, I mean, people can take all of the acronyms and all that complicated language, they can put it into an LLM and they can have it explain it to them very simply. So we need to get over ourselves, get rid of our ego, have real conversations, and get down to brass tacks and not be afraid to do that.
The buyer is more educated than they ever have been.
No doubt about it.
So when
More
you
than ever.
trying to talk gibberish, they pick up on it.
It's not the 90s. They don't need your charisma. They don't need your suavity and your gravitas. They need to know, will this guy get me fired? I was talking with an SDR that I coached the other day, and he's like, my job is to get them promoted. No, your job is to make sure they don't lose their job. Getting promoted is it doesn't happen as often as you think. Your product that you're selling isn't what you think it is, that you think it's going to get this guy promoted. It's going to make his job easier and may very well get him fired because it makes his job easier. So let's keep that into consideration, especially when you have something that's AI enabled and can remove the work of 3 or 4 people. Your job might get this guy fired. I mean, your tool might get this guy fired.
Absolutely. Man, I really, really hate that on LinkedIn, we didn't get our comments this morning.
Well,
I know. All 3 people were excited to see me on this today.
Here's what we know. We have to do it again so there's live feedback.
I think so.
Yeah.
You notify me. I'm down to do this any day of the week, twice on Fridays, Daniel. But speaking of Rolexes, we need to see yours.
Oh, this is not a Rolex.
I was about to say, show me yours, I'll show you mine.
Danny, you didn't wear Rolex today?
This is the nicest watch that I've ever purchased. It's a tag watch.
Okay.
That's a beautiful tag.
Thank you.
That's a beautiful tag.
And you know what? I've never purchased anything like this in my life, and decided. I mean, for me, that was a big purchase on something like that. But I know that it's not for other folks.
No, Joe, what is your everyday get up? Are you a suit guy?
Are you a suit guy?
Coat?
I started on Wall Street the day I didn't have to wear a shirt and tie. I only did this as a gag for Daniel. Because he's like average dude. It's like average dude in a shirt and tie. Effing kidding me? It literally took me an hour to find this shirt. And it was funny Because there was a point in my career when back in the day, and you had to wear a shirt and tie every day, where that's all I wore. I didn't even own a pair of jeans.
Yeah.
Because by the time I got home, I'm taking the shirt off, taking the tie off, taking the jacket off, and I'm just sitting there in my suit pants. And I might have a couple of pair of sweatpants for Saturday and Sunday. There was a point where I owned more than 20 suits, 60 shirts, to say nothing of the hundreds of ties that I own. And
Let's go. That sounds
they're
fun,
all
man.
custom, so they were pricey. It was a hard day giving them up. Now I have this shirt, a suit that I haven't seen in a year. I don't think I've worn since my mother's funeral 2 years ago. And now, believe it or not, there are a lot of joke t-shirts. Like my favorite one says openly gray.
Openly gray.
Openly gray is a good one. Trophy husband gets me a lot of jokes.
Yeah.
This meeting is bullshit is a good one.
Yeah. I like
Lover
Freddie
of
loves
trash,
this.
lover of trash pandas everywhere. It's got a raccoon on it. What else? Not dead yet is a good t-shirt.
You know what? I want to go back to your suits and all those ties. Quite honestly, I was the kid when I was younger. I wore a suit and tie to the 5th grade elementary school.
Oh, you and me both. I went to
Oh.
Catholic school. You had to, but in high
Oh.
school, I wore suits and ties because I worked in a suit store. And it was
A
no
suit
secret.
store.
My father was a gangster. So it was weird when you're walking through high school in a shirt and tie, dressed like a gangster. They're like, okay, nobody believe like that kid works in a suit store.
Yeah.
I'm not going to that suit store.
Oh, that's cool, man. I like that.
But yeah, I wore and I guess I get it from my mother and my grandmother. My grandmother was a seamstress. She made suits for a living, and I was the favorite grandchild. So there were suits being made, custom made suits when I was in 9th grade.
How can you tell if a suit is a nice suit, Joe? Like, how can you tell if a suit is a good quality suit? What's the?
He's asking for a friend.
Yeah,
I'm just curious now because now I see that he's got knowledge on this.
I'm looking for, because the man wears the suit. The suit doesn't wear the man. I've seen guys in custom made $5,000 suits look like they just got out of a dumpster. And then I've seen somebody with the buy two, get one free suit that looks like $1 million.
Joseph A. Bank.
Yeah. So the key is good tailor. Need a good tailor to make sure here, backside of the suit is perfect. Same thing with the pants. You want to make sure that the crotch is perfect. You want to make sure that it sits properly off the shoe and isn't bunching all up at the bottom.
Yeah.
You want to make sure that you know how to properly tie that tie. You want to add class to any suit, French cuff shirt.
Boom.
Get interesting cufflinks. This is one that I love. This is
I
a
like
favorite
that.
right here.
Paper clip, man.
It looks like a paper clip,
I'm kidding,
but
I'm
it is
kidding.
not a paper clip. It's a legit. But this comes from my Wall Street days because I'd roll up my sleeves, lose my cufflinks, and then at the end of the day, have to go meet a client and I'd slide in a paper clip looking like a skeeve. Shine your shoes. Get shoes that can be shined. Learn how to shine them.
What do you think about suits? Sorry, what do you think about suits with tennis shoes? You know how like some guys are like wearing more of that.
I've done it when I've had to wear suits. I've done it.
Yeah.
I like it.
I
To be quite
kinda like
frank
that
with
too. I
it,
like
because now I have something. It's just like I color coordinate when I dress. So if I were to wear this suit out today with a blue suit, I have a baby blue or a lavender pair of sneakers I'd wear with it.
Oh, wow.
But that even goes further to make sure that you have the right tailor so that you don't look like. So when you used to commute, a lot of guys would do this. You don't want to be in those beautiful fancy shoes because they hurt like tomorrow's going out of style. So you'd leave the shoes in your bag or leave them in your office and you'd wear your sneakers. And this is before people wore sneakers with their shoes. So they always bunched up and looked slouchy and it was like a shitty look. Nowadays, because of the style of shoe, you can get those pants tailored to fit the cut of the shoe, which just gives you, again, a more put together look. A tailored look makes it look put together. The right tailor can make a $50 suit look like Armani. Not having a tailor can make an Armani suit look like a $100 piece of trash. That's my story. I'm sticking to it.
I like it. Hey, this has been fun. I wish that we had the comments. We're going to bring Joe back. We're going to talk more sales. It's going to be fantastic. I'm going to go back. I'm going to listen to that joke. I'm going to write it out. I'm going to figure it out. I'm going to laugh hysterically, and it's going to be awesome. And Joe,
here, you know what I'll do? I'll put it in the chat. There are, because it's a joke that needs to be read.
What if I still don't get it? This is impossible.
It's questionable if you're going to get it after you read it.
This is terrible. Now I've got pressure. I don't get jokes. I'm terrible at this. God, this is scary. I'm a little
like
scared.
that sound though. I like that typing sound.
There we go. There's
Okay,
the joke.
Wait a minute. Why am I not seeing the joke?
It's in the chat.
I'm looking. Oh my! I got it.
There we go. Circle gets the square. Not so average after all.
Whew.
Not so average after all.
It was hard, guys. There were people texting me. They were like, "Hey, we're trying to watch."
Yeah, I've been getting blown up. Michael
Kinetsky's
like,
so. Hey, we're going to do it again. Sorry you weren't here to see us if you're out there, and we'll see you next time. Joe, it's Friday.
We should post it, though. This is one of my
be
less performative podcasts. Michael Kinetsky says I always perform. He pinged me this morning. He's like, I'm in the car getting ready for your next performance, a West Side Story.
Here's what we're going to do. We are going to upload this to the YouTube, and then we'll put a post on LinkedIn because it's going to be like 30 minutes. We can't get the whole thing on LinkedIn. So there you go.
Okay. See you on the interwebs.
Bye.
Push through.
See y'all. Bye-bye.